The Commission for the Disappeared has confirmed that human remains exhumed from a grave in County Monaghan last year are not those of Joe Lynskey, who was abducted, murdered and secretly buried by the IRA more than 50 years ago. Mystery now surrounds the identity of the remains as tests show they are not those of anyone belonging to the family that owns the grave.
Investigators with the Independent Commission for the Location of Victims' Remains, commonly referred to as the Disappeared Commission, came to this graveyard at Aniala outside Clontibret in County Monaghan in November in the hope of finding the remains of Joe Lynskey. The former monk and IRA member was abducted and shot dead by the organisation in the summer of 1972. He was one of 17 people who were murdered and secretly buried during the Troubles. The Commission was acting on information from a number of sources about suspicious activity at the grave in the early 1970s. The remains of 6 people were removed from a family grave where only 5 bodies had been legally buried. 5 sets of remains were reinterred in December after DNA tests confirmed that they were members of the family that owned the grave. The identity of the 6th person found buried here is a mystery. The Commission has confirmed the remains are not those of Joe Lynskey or 3 other members of the group referred to as the Disappeared, whose bodies have yet to be recovered. But the Commission has also revealed that the remains do not belong to anyone connected to the family that owns the grave. Gardaí have said they're making inquiries to assist the coroner in an attempt to establish the identity of the remains. The Wave Trauma Group, which holds an annual event to remember the disappeared, said Joe Lynskey's family had believed they would finally be able to bury him alongside his parents in West Belfast.
Family had a funeral service planned. They had down even to choosing who would do readings, what they would read, who the priest would be, where he'd be brought to, all of those plans. The family really had everything in place to allow Joe to be brought home. And to have all of that and then to be pulled back to say, actually, it's not him and that can't happen again, it takes them back to square one.
Minister for Justice Jim O'Callaghan today said his thoughts are with the family, who he said have had to endure this particular cruelty for over 50 years. The head of the Independent Commission set up to recover the bodies of the disappeared described the exhumation at this graveyard as their best hope of finally recovering the remains of Joe Lynskey. But he said hope still remains and appealed to anyone with information that could help locate the body to come forward. Vincent Kearney, RTÉ News, County Monaghan.